"Don't go down to the basement," Grandma always warned. But when Sarah's parents went out of town for the weekend, leaving her alone in the old family house, curiosity got the best of her. The house was silent, the kind of silence that presses on your ears. The only sound was the faint ticking of the grandfather clock in the hallway. Sarah had always found Grandma's warning strange. Why would anyone want to go into a dusty, old basement? But something about tonight felt different. The air was thick with a strange energy, and she felt drawn to that heavy wooden door at the end of the hall. With a shaky hand, Sarah turned the rusted knob. The door creaked open, revealing a set of narrow stairs that descended into darkness. She hesitated for a moment, then grabbed a flashlight from the kitchen drawer. The beam of light flickered as she stepped down the stairs, each creak of the wooden steps sending chills down her spine. The basement was just as she imagined, cluttered with old furniture, dusty boxes, and a musty smell that made her wrinkle her nose. But something was off. In the corner, a large, covered object stood out, unlike anything she'd ever seen before. As she approached, she could feel a cold draft coming from beneath the sheet. She pulled it back and gasped. There, in the middle of the basement, was an ornate, ancient mirror. Its surface was dark, almost as if it absorbed the light from her flashlight. But it wasn't the mirror that frightened her. It was the reflection. In the mirror, she saw her grandmother, but not as she remembered her. This version of Grandma was twisted, her eyes hollow and black, her mouth stretched into a menacing grin that exposed rows of sharp, yellowed teeth. The figure reached out a hand from within the glass, long, gnarled fingers curling as if beckoning Sarah closer. She stumbled back, dropping the flashlight. The beam spun wildly, casting eerie shadows on the walls. In the darkness, she heard a raspy whisper, "Come closer, my dear." Terrified, Sarah tried to run, but the basement door slammed shut above her. The temperature dropped rapidly, and she could see her breath fogging in front of her. The whispering grew louder, more insistent. "I've been waiting for you, Sarah. Join me." She fumbled in the dark, trying to find the stairs, but the basement seemed to stretch endlessly. The cold seeped into her bones, and she felt her strength fading. The last thing she saw was the mirror, glowing with an unholy light as her grandmother's demonic form emerged from the glass, crawling towards her. When Sarah's parents returned 2 days later, they found the house as they left it, except for the basement door, which was wide open. They never found Sarah. All that remained was the mirror, now cracked, with a faint reflection of their terrified daughter, forever trapped inside, her eyes as hollow and black as her grandmother's.